Yo, 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 what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. And as you can see, we are at Laguna Seca, the desert in the US. A really interesting track. Obviously got the famous corkscrew, a hell of a track to race in the V. Very, very fun indeed. But as you can see, we are lining up on the grid in a P4, position 4. And yeah, we did pretty good in the quali session. We have George Camillo to our left in the Lightning McQueen livery, and Renato Ramos ahead of us as we are waiting for 5 red lights to get this Grand Prix underway. And there they go as they appear on screen. Here we go, 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 go. And I am off to a bit of a flyer, not gonna lie, as we're pulling up behind Camillo's gearbox. Lightning McQueen has nothing on my engine right now as we have Sean Gapinski in the banana livery right behind us as we head into T1. Andretti hairpin, which is deceptively hard on cold tires. You want to miss the first apex and clip the second one, which I do miss there on cold tires. We're not hitting our mark right off the bat in this race, but heading into this slow right-hander, you want to lift and then hit the apex as you put full power on for the rest of this short part of the track as we head up the hill into the corkscrew section. So this is all flat out. As you can see, I had to lift very slightly because we are on lap 1 and we have no heat in the rubber as of yet. But as you can see, this is a rather tricky turn. You have to let off the gas, shift down into third, which gives you a little boost as your car kicks out to the right-hand side on that curbing as you head up the hill. But look at Gapinski on the inside. We're getting a bit scared and we take the corner way too early and we hit the sausage curb. Oh my goodness, absolute disaster for us at the start of this race. Oh my god, I could not imagine a worse start to a Laguna Seca race. Let's quickly hop on board with a replay. As you can see, Gapinski in the banana livery right ahead. He's shading to the inside, and I guess we just lose our bollocks for a second and we take the corner way too early and we hit that sausage curbing, and that is a big no-no. That will literally unsettle your car into Narnia. And look at this, just literally all tires in the air. We go on to the sand, and that is us down into P12. So as I just mentioned, not a worse way to start this race. And look at the gravel collecting on our tires there. So now it's all about a recovery mode drive here at Laguna Seca. And as you can see, the gap is already up to 6 full seconds. So this is going to require a lot of catching up from us to do. But as you can see, as we bring up the head-to-head graphic on screen, at the end of lap 1, the gap is exactly 6 seconds, down to 5.9 as we cross the start-finish line. But as you'll see, across these laps, we're going to cut to the end of each successive lap here. The gap is going down. As you can see, at the end of the next lap, lap 2, the gap is already down to 4.7 seconds. And as you can see, our sector times are improving lap by lap. So we're slowly but surely making this comeback a slow reality. And at the end of lap 3, look at that gap. It's down to 2.7. So what a recovery by us. And there haven't been any incidents in this race yet. So this is purely us just having really, really good race pace. And obviously the cars ahead, since they're in single file, are getting a bit slowed down through the corners. And that is allowing us to catch up at a very rapid rate. So at the end of lap 3 onto lap 4, we have pretty much cut the deficit in half, more than half to be precise. So we are looking very, very good to try and get out of this hellhole that is P12 here in the American desert of this Grand Prix. And as you can see, Joe Wells is putting in a 1:44.8. So we are matching his pace rather well, and that is the race leader. So as you can see, we're jumping on board with the live action once again, because as we are heading into the mother's turn, you're going to be seeing the first incident of this race, and it's going to involve our good friend of the channel, Brent Thompson, and it is a very unfortunate incident for him. But as you can see, the yellow flags appear on our screen, and we see 3 cars spun around. So we need to diagnose this incident and jump on board with a quick live action replay. Our friend Brent Thompson getting all tangled up there with a couple of cars. Let's see what happens here. And we are jumping on board with Joe Wells here in the grey livery, and as you can see, he gets spun round by hitting the car in front, takes out one car, and that is Brent Thompson, who takes a pirouette into the air. That is so unfortunate for Brent Thompson there. Nothing he could do. So this is Joe Wells' cockpit cam. As you can see, the car in front cuts across him and he just had to react by slamming on the brakes. This is Brent Thompson who comes flying over the top, and I'm sure this is what George Russell must have felt like at the Australian Grand Prix earlier this year, just stuck in the middle of the track like this.
Red flag, red flag, red flag. I'm in the middle of the track. Okay. Red flag, red flag.
Red flag, you got Stroll.
Red, 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 red. I'm in the middle. Red. Fucking hell.
But yeah, overall, just a really tough incident for our friend Brent there, and he is out of this Grand Prix, unfortunately, but it does mean we do get promoted into P9, so we do benefit from that quite a lot. And now the gap to Brian Ramage up ahead is only 3 seconds, and that is for P8. So as we head through the corkscrew on lap 4, we are looking to hunt down the next pack of cars, and it looks to be a pack of 3 to 4 cars ahead of us. So heading into the fast swooping left-hander, which is one of my favorite parts of this track, by the way. It's just flat out speed as you take the 2 S-section corners there as you head into the final turn of the lap. It's just really, really good racing all around. And now the gap is 2.7 to Brian Ramage, so hopefully Julian Magnan, or Magnan, I'm not sure how to pronounce that name, I think it's French, so Magnan. Hopefully Julian can help slow Ramage down to the point where we can jump onto the back of those 2 cars and cement an attempt to try and gain P7 from those guys, but we quickly have to dodge a cone there out of the pit lane, so hopefully that doesn't cause too much disturbance to our car there as we head into the first 2 turns of the lap. As you can see, Brian Ramage has now increased the gap back to around 3 seconds, so we are losing a bit of time here to the front 2 cars ahead of us through the first couple of corners of this lap. So we really need to make amends here through the fast right-hander and not scrub any speed in the attempt to try and catch both of them up. But unfortunately, they will be benefiting from the slipstream of one another, so that is not good. As we head into the mother's turn in the uphill portion of the Laguna Seca lap, we are hoping Magnan and Ramage can do a bit of fighting, so one of them loses speed on the uphill section, which will be very detrimental to your overall pace on the lap. And look at the gap. Ramage, 2 seconds now. The delta, he must have had a slowdown, but look at the top right of your screen. This is Renato Ramos losing it in the corkscrew, and he collects 3 cars behind him. So as we are about to approach that incident, the yellow flag appears on our screen, and we're about to see the ruins and the remnants of that crash, and that has allowed us to gain P7 in this race. And now Ramage and Magnan are closer than they have ever been before, and look at that. That was Renato Ramos peeling into the pit lane, so obviously he's a lot of damage and cannot continue the race as he is. But look at the gap now. We are closing on Ramage, 0.5, 0.4, 3 tenths now heading into the final turn. Surely this is where we make our move. This race has suddenly come alive for us, and we were down in the depths on lap 1, and now as we head on to lap 6, we have finally found some life in this race, and we are fighting for the top half of the places in this race. So now heading into the Andretti hairpin, Ramage has to do some defending from us here if he wants to hold on to the place. Let's see what happens. He takes the defensive line into turn 1. Very smart from him, but look at the great exit we got there. We are able to get on the power so much earlier than our rivals here, but look at that. Magnan is looking to pull away from Ramage and myself heading into the Firestone Bend. Let's see what happens here. We need a really, really good run here without scrubbing any speed if we are to catch up with Ramage and Magnan ahead of us, but unfortunately Ramage is probably going to get the slipstream of Julien here, so let's see what happens. They're going too wide into Mothers. You know that's going to cause some drama, but it looks like Magnan has pulled back out of the corner, but look at that. Ramage gets a snap of oversteer heading out of the corner, and he's forced to lose all the speed heading uphill. This is the one part of the track where you cannot afford any mistakes to lose the speed you have, but look at that. Magnan is going slowly, and look at the speed we have. We have a booster on the back of our V, and we're going to make that pass look relatively easy, but he is going to hold it round the inside on the corkscrew, and oh my god, he locks up, and we almost make contact as he darts ahead of us. Look at that. He probably locked up into the corkscrew, looking to secure and not let us pass there. He does say sorry, as you can see at the top of your screen, but we are determined to not let that unsettle us, so we really need to make the move here. So look at the speed we are carrying into the final corner of the lap. We are looking to shade on the inside, and we're looking to make the move stick on Magnan. Let's see what happens here. We take a tight line, and he lets us make the move stick, and there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That is P4. Can you believe it? In the space of 6 laps here at Laguna Seca, we are all the way from P12 to P4, but look at Magnan. He's getting the slipstream down the home straight heading into the Andretti hairpin, and it looks like he's going to have the inside line, so there's not much we can do here to defend our position, and it looks like he's going to take P4 away from us on the final lap of this race. As you can see, see the white flag is out in the bottom right of your screen, but look at the speed we have. We go off track very slightly into the second turn of the lap, and we have the inside, but Mannion is going to hold it round the outside, and look at that, we get hit from behind. Ramage, and he bumps us off the track. All the elbows are out. Brian Ramage is taking no prisoners on the final lap of this Grand Prix, and I don't blame him. This has been a riveting battle in the final half of this race. Let's see what happens here. We are 3 wide into the mother's turn up the hill, and that means one of us is going to have to concede. And look at that, Mannion. But then there's a 4th car. If you saw in the rearview mirror, that is George Camillo from the start of this race in the Lightning McQueen livery. He is back into this. So now we have a 4-car race on the final lap of this Grand Prix, and we have to scrub so much speed there because of the cars directly ahead of us. And look how much slower we are than those 3 as we head up the hill. Surely that is our race done and dusted, but look at this, into the corkscrew. We are so aggressive, late on the brakes, we almost lock up, and we just keep all 4 tires on the track, avoiding track limits. But now heading into swooping left-hander. This is do or die right now. It's hammer time as we head into the penultimate corner. We have to make a move now, or we will lose out to all these drivers. But look at this, we have Camillo and Mannion ahead of us. Ramage is pulling out, but look at this, we take the inside into the final corner. We make it stick, and look at that, Camillo and Mannion cannot compete with that move down the inside. Oh my god, can you believe it? But look, Camillo is trying to beat us to the line, but we just manage to hold out. That is unbelievable. This race went from looking absolutely pathetic to ending up to be a P5 bang out on the last lap. Can you believe that, ladies and gentlemen? And as you can see on screen, this is the final classification. What a race. Can you believe it? If you did enjoy that one, please leave a like, consider subscribing if you like my content, and I will see you in the next video. What a bang out. See you next time. Peace.